In Muay Thai, your legs are everything, and Muay Thai training itself will weaponize your legs. But what else can you do outside your Muay Thai training to make those weapons even stronger, even more devastating, so to speak? There are 3 areas you're going to need to focus on, so let's start with the first, and that is training your legs for power. Power comes from your fast twitch muscle fibers. These are the fibers responsible for explosive movements, and one of the best ways to train these fast twitch muscles, which can be completely for free, is with sprinting. But specifically hill sprints, which I believe is elite over other forms of sprinting, and I'll explain why. Sprinting teaches you how to drive forward with your body weight and accelerate your legs. But the issue with your traditional flat or horizontal sprints is the higher injury risk to your hamstrings. You hear about people pulling their hamstrings sprinting, and this is mainly because in a flat sprint, you reach your max velocity quicker and hold it for a longer time whilst your hamstring is being stretched as you run. For some people, that force on a stretched hamstring is too intense and they end up pulling it. Now, in a hill sprint, you eliminate this issue because when you are sprinting up a hill, reaching max velocity is very difficult. I don't even think you would reach it. And if you do, you are only there for a very short amount of time, and the hamstring is not able to get into a full stretch position because of the angle you're running at. So if you have access to a hill, do hill sprints. They work the legs much harder, build serious power, and have far less injury risk than flat sprints. Now, if you can't do the hill sprints, you can still do your flat sprints, or go to a gym and do sprints on an inclined treadmill. If you want to reduce the impact to your knees, or say your body feels banged up a bit from training, then use a stationary bike. Whatever you do, break it up into 10 reps, 90 seconds rest between each rep, and do this once to twice a week. Now, building power in our legs is only one piece of the puzzle. We now need our legs to last, and that's why we have to add in some endurance training. So we all know jogging is one of the best ways to build endurance for combat sports. Boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, everyone jogs to condition the legs. Nothing new, you can continue to do this. But I'm going to propose something different that you can try if you want to switch it up a bit. And that is doing the Norwegian 4x4 running protocol. I've been testing this out myself, and it has built more endurance in my legs and increased my overall fitness. The protocol pretty much goes like this. Run at a pace where you hit around 85% of your max heart rate for 4 minutes. So that's running really hard for 4 minutes, then have an active rest of 3 minutes. So walking or a light jog, and do this 4 times. Studies have shown this significantly increases your VO2 max, and personally for me, I have felt this. Now this is a hard drill, I won't lie. It's not something you should do every day because remember, you still got to do your combat sport training. So if you do this, keep it to 1 to 2 times per week max. Obviously this will be personal to you and how much you can handle. All I'm saying is to be mindful of how much you are training. Now if the weather is bad or there is nowhere for you to do this, do it at the gym. And if you don't want to run or reduce impact, do it on a stationary bike, rowing machine or assault bike. The idea is just to go hard for 4 minutes, then active rest and repeat. So we got building power and endurance, and now the final part is to make sure your legs don't break down over time, which is building durability. You need to build muscles around your legs, thicken your bones, strengthen your tendons and ligaments to handle the demands of training over the long term. And nothing does this better than weight training. Squats, lunges, deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, leg extensions, leg curls, glute bridges. There are a plethora of exercises you can do to build muscle mass in the legs. The main thing is you make sure to stay consistent and hit legs once a week. Take the reps close to failure and progressive overload the lifts so that you provide the right stimulus to build muscle mass. If you don't do this, you will struggle to build any muscle on the legs. Me personally, my leg day is like this. Rear leg raised split squats, Romanian deadlifts, leg extensions, leg curls and calf raises. I do 3 sets of each and pick a weight where I do 8 to 12 reps but reach close to failure. This hits every muscle in the legs. Weight training is super important, and regardless of what you do, even if you don't do any sport, you 100% need to make time for it. Now, here is the main issue with everything I have talked about. It all makes sense in theory, but how do we go about actually doing all this and not burning ourselves out? In an ideal world, most of us would love to be training our combat sport and also be doing our jogs, power training and weight training. But the reality is that for most of us, we have other responsibilities. Kids, families, work. These are very important things that you just can't put aside. There's a saying I live by when it comes to training different things, which guides how I go about doing all this. And that is, you can achieve it all, but not at the same time. So what that means is, you don't need to be training all these things at the same time. And doing that is going to be better for your recovery, which is when your body actually rebuilds. So for example, if you're doing Muay Thai training 2 to 3 times per week, you can add in weights 2 to 3 times per week and keep the focus on building muscle for the next 12 months or however long you want. Then, when you want to start incorporating power, you can scale back the intensity of one of your weights session and do sprint work afterwards and do this for the next 3 months, for example. Then after that, you might want to work on endurance. And so you drop back a weight session and do the Norwegian 4x4 instead, or you add light jogs after your gym session. Now the exact setup is going to involve some trial and error because everyone has different schedules, recovery abilities and goals. For me personally, outside of Muay Thai, weight training is my focus because being almost 42 years old, building and maintaining muscle mass is super important to me. But from time to time, I will adjust my current schedule and add in sprints or the Norwegian 4x4 to improve either my power or endurance. The main point is simple. Outside of Muay Thai, pick one thing you really want to improve and make that your focus for a period of time. Once you've made the progress you wanted there, or you want to start working on something else, look at what needs improving next and start adjusting your current training schedule to fit that in. So keep training, keep improving, and over time, all these improvements start adding up.